Hey guys, it's Nedra. So as the title suggests, today I'm going to be doing my Christmas nails. I also thought it'd be fun to show you guys how I've been doing my nails recently, because around this time of year, none of us have time to do our nails. So I thought this would be fun for some of you guys to see in case you wanted to try it. I don't want to keep y'all in the intro for too long, so let's get started. Alright, so how I've been doing my nails is I've been taking these little nail stands, which I got from Shein, and then these little sticky tabs, which is from, like, a press-on set from a while back, and I stick it onto there really, really well, and then I will take my jelly tips. I use Kara Sky's jelly tips, but you can use whatever jelly tips you prefer, and I stick it onto there. And then I just paint my design on them, or whatever I decide to do, and glue them to my fingers. So they're basically just custom press-ons. That's essentially just what they are. And the only reason I've been doing this is because around the holidays, I get extremely busy, so I don't have time to spend like 7 hours doing my nails. So this has just been a very easy way for me to be able to do the designs I want, but be able to put these on in less than a couple seconds, or less than a couple minutes, I should say. So in case you want to do this too, I will go ahead and share my process. So after I have selected my correct sizes, which I'd recommend that you figure that out first and then write it down, so that if you do this in the future, you don't have to try to resize your nails again. You just have the information already written down. But anyway, after my nails are stuck on there really well, I buff the surface of the nails, and I focus mainly more towards the cuticle area, because as you can see here, the jelly tips have a bit of a lip to them, so by thinning it out, when I glue it onto my finger, I don't have an issue of there being like a lip. And then I just start doing my design. So the design that I decided to do was an emerald green textured glitter with some nail gems, which unfortunately only lasted for like a week, because every single day for an entire week I was having issues with like the nail gems coming off or the glitter peeling up, and I couldn't stand it anymore. So these ended up not lasting until Christmas, which really sucks, but they still ended up coming out really cute. So if you want to know how to do this textured glitter look, you apply top coat, you don't cure it, you leave it wet, and then you pour your loose glitter on top of it, and then you kind of press the glitter into the nail so that you are, you know, taking care of any of the little bits of glitter that are sticking up, and then you cure it and you dust off as much of the glitter as you possibly can that might have not stuck. That probably makes absolutely no sense, but as you watch me do this, it'll eventually make sense. This is why I don't explain things to people without there being a visual representation, because if there's no visual representation, people don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So this is why I do these videos, so that people can see how I do it and what I mean when I explain it. Now as you can see here, I ended up getting a different glitter because the glitter that I chose was too much on the blue side, which I wasn't looking for. I was looking for an emerald green look. This glitter ended up being too like Grinch green and not like a dark emerald green, but I didn't really have a lot of time to do these nails, so I kind of just had to stick with it. But it ended up coming out really cute, and this ended up being better than the iridescent glitter that I used, because the white iridescent glitter I used was too blue, and you'll see in the next clip what I mean. So the one on the right is the one with the white iridescent glitter, and the one on the left is the one with the regular green glitter, which, as you can see, is much better for the look that I was going for. I then did my nail gem placement, which I kind of just fiddle around with that and whatnot. And then I used this flex gel that's from Kara Sky to adhere my nail gems, especially the really big one, because if you have really big nail gems that are heavy, you need something super thick. And you can, as you can see here, this stuff is thick. And this usually helps keep my nail gems in place, but for some reason, the nail gems just weren't staying. It was specifically the ones that are, and you'll see in a couple clips from now. It was the really long ones that kept coming off. And I'm thinking that maybe they were too close to the tip of my nail, so they were getting just caught to stuff, and then they were just coming off. So I'm taking note for next time to maybe apply those a little bit further up the nail so that they're not so close to the tip of my nail so that they don't come off. But anyway, as you can see here, this nail gem ain't moving. The thick gel or the flex gel, whatever the hell you want to call it, works great. I love that stuff so much because I can stick something on there and it stays. I don't have to cure it. Like, I could literally go on like a mile run without curing it and they won't move. Like, they will stay in place. So I highly recommend that you get like a very thick gel or flex gel or something to adhere your nail gems because it works wonders. It is great. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking for a little bit and just let y'all watch what I'm doing. So if you are confused by what I am doing here, I am trying to thin out the flex gel because it's so thick that if you don't thin it out before curing it, you end up with like, it ends up being too thick around them and it's not fun. It doesn't really work for the look of the nails. But what I do next is I take my Bling It gel and then a small brush and I go around the nail gems because sometimes there are some gaps, so I like to try and fill in those gaps. I've also been trying something recently where I flip the nail like upside down and leave it upside down for like 10-20 seconds in hopes that it kind of fills in those ridges. I don't know if it actually does anything, but I've been trying it anyways just to see if it actually does anything. And then this stuff has some stickiness to it, so I take a lint-free wipe and some rubbing alcohol and I just clean it off. And then we move on to the next nail. And just as a quick FYI, you really don't need much of this stuff. I know it looks like I'm grabbing a lot, but it's actually not that much. A little of this stuff goes a long way, and if you flatten it out a lot, it will go a very long way. So I recommend that you work with a little bit of it at a time, and then if you need to add more, then add a little bit more. It's better to add a little bit at a time rather than add a whole lot, because once you stick these nail gems on, it's really hard to get this flex gel off without ruining the placement of your gems. So definitely work with a little bit at a time. And those long nail gems I was talking about earlier, the one that's closest to the tip of my nail, those were the ones that kept coming off. So I think I definitely should have applied it higher up to my nail, because I think they were getting caught onto stuff and then coming off, which was driving me absolutely insane. And then for the next step of this design, I'm just adding a matte top coat around the nail or around the nail gems and to the entire nail to give it a matte look with some sparkle. That probably makes no sense, but you'll see in the next clip. And because this is a matte gel top coat, it's not matte until you cure it. So right now it looks shiny, but once I cure it, you'll see that it's actually matte. So this is before curing and this is after curing, and as you can see, it's nice and matte. You thought I was done, huh? Nope, I'm doing more. So here I am taking that green gel polish from before, and I'm basically doing a very thin, like, French tip line around the nail. That probably makes no sense. If you just watch what I'm doing, you'll see what I mean. But then after it's cured, I will take my green glitter and pour it on there. Just make it as extra as I possibly can. So I'm basically just repeating the same method as before, except I'm adding the top coat only to where I put the green gel polish, and then I'm going to pour the glitter on top of that area so that it's a matte, glittery kind of look. Something that I should also mention is that the nails that have the glitter entirely on them, I was having issues with the glitter peeling up. And the only thoughts that I have for the reason that that was happening is, one, this glitter is so opaque that the gel top coat wasn't able to cure completely through it, which ended up causing it to peel up. Or two, because I pressed it into the nail, it ended up not curing because of it. So sadly, if I wanted to do another textured look with this glitter, I don't think I would be able to without it peeling up. I don't know if that's the actual reason behind it, but that's just my thought. But this is the final look, and now we can get into actually applying these. So I obviously have to take off my previous set in order to put on my new set. So I am just going to clip the length of these off, and then I'm just going to file the nails down, and I'm just going to leave a very thin layer of the product on my nails because I don't feel like soaking these off. And if you're confused by what I mean, what I'm basically doing is just filing the product down so that it's very thin without hitting my natural nail bed. And I'm just going to leave that very thin layer of product on my nails. And the reason I do this is because, one, soaking the product off my nails takes way too much time and I'm impatient with it. And two, leaving the thin layer of product on your nails does help to protect your natural nails. So that's why I like to do this, because my natural nails are very thin. So having a very thin layer of product on them does help. However, if you are not experienced with an e-file or a hand file, I wouldn't recommend doing this because you have the chance of filing down to your natural nail bed. So I would not recommend this if you are not experienced with this. I know it looks like I'm filing a lot off, but I'm trying to file off as much of the lifted bits as possible and trying to file any thick parts down because I don't want the press-on, quote-unquote, to stick up in certain areas because certain areas were too thick. And then once I've filed the product down thin enough to my liking, I am going to prep my nails, which, if you want to know how I prep my nails, I will link that video down in the description box below because that is a more detailed video on how I prep. And I'm not going to explain my prep in this video, so go watch that one if you want to know. And after my nails are all nice and prepped, we can go ahead and glue these bad boys down. But first, we have to file the edges of these because sometimes gel will spill over the sides. And especially with this glitter, there's a little bit of little too much texture on the side, so we gotta fix that. Now, I normally use this Kiss nail glue to glue my nails on, but I wanted to try this Kira Sky one that I got, and I wasn't entirely thrilled with it, and you will see here why. So to explain what's happening here, I put the nail glue inside the press-on, and then I put the nail glue onto my natural nails, and when I tried to stick the press-on to my natural nails, my finger got stuck to the press-on. So I tried it again, and I was able to get it stuck to my nail and not my finger, but there's aspects about this nail glue that I didn't like, which was it dries super fast, so if you screw up when applying your press-on, there's nothing you can do about it. Secondly, it runs around like crazy, so like when you go to put nail glue onto your nail or onto your press-on, it comes out immediately, so you can't control the amount that comes out of it, which I don't like. I like to be able to control the amount that comes out. So I ended up just reverting back to my Kiss one, and I will try the Kira Sky one again in the future, but I will change how I apply it to see if I can work with it better. But we are now to the end, and we can add some cuticle oil, and they look super cute. They sadly didn't last as long as I wanted them to, but they still look cute here. So that was my Christmas nails. I know I spent a lot of time just kind of blabbing on about stuff. I know I do that a lot in my Watch Me Do My Nails videos. I'll try not to do it in the future. But in any case, if you guys like this video, consider hitting that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you guys get notified as to new videos that I upload. If it even works. If it doesn't work, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram and TikTok when I'll leave up to you guys as new videos that I upload, but that's also where I show my work that you guys normally wouldn't see here in these videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!